All right. Good morning. How's everybody doing? So real quick, just to start off the stream, I took this trade this morning, gold buys. So pretty much, I was actually anticipating this candle right here to break the high of the previous bearish candle right here, and obviously we have huge range here on gold to fill. So clean traffic, like all the way up to 1664. Really good opportunity for at least 80 pips or so. And with everything, as far as like how I trade and stuff, would have definitely been able to secure 10 to 20 pips there, no problem. So that move ended up playing out pretty good. So I ended up managing risk just because price didn't really move like right away. So what I took an entry on was after I saw this candle right here close, the next candle broke the high, which is this one right here. And when the candle broke the high, that's when I took the entry. And then as you can see, it broke the high within like the first couple of seconds of the candle opening. So it was a little risky, but as we know, gold moves in New York session, pre-New York. So, it's just kind of one of those intuition things. You can either execute on it if you feel comfortable, or you don't have to if you don't want to. But for me, this is a setup I see often: bullish, bearish, bullish, break of the high on the next candle. That oftentimes plays out. In hindsight, since we had the ADP news coming out, that's probably why we had this range prior to the breakout that we saw. But essentially what happened is, we went 50% in drawdown. This is a partial stop loss level here that I had triggered based off of my magic keys, and that was set at 50% drawdown. So it's kind of one of my rules of thumb is, if price goes 50% of your total stop loss and close 90% of the trade, no point in trying to hold something that's going against you, so that's just kind of one of my rules there of managing risk. But yeah, so long story short, we went 50% in drawdown, so I closed 90% of the trade, or magic keys closed 90% of the trade, and then I manually closed the remainder of the trade as this candle right here broke the low. And so it broke the low like close to when it was closing, whatever, and it was just one of those things where I was watching price go against me. It broke the low. That was kind of a confirmation that the sells were invalid, and I didn't want to watch it just hit my stop loss, so that's why I closed the position. But in hindsight, I had already managed risk. I'm only risking 1% per trade as it is, so I only had 1% risk of my total account. I closed 90% of my position at 50% drawdown, so I'd already managed risk. I was already in a position to lose less than I planned on losing. I planned on losing 1%, and I put myself into a position to where I was going to lose less than 1%. So in hindsight, I should have just let it go. Either that 10% remaining of the 100% of the position I had open, the 10% remaining either would hit my stop loss, or I would just secure the 10% at plus 10 pips or so. And if I would have had my stop loss or if I would have just let it run, it would have never hit my stop loss before hitting that 10 pip mark. So I would have closed out the runner in profit. But since I closed it out manually, I let the emotions get to me. I closed it out manually. I strangled the trade from being able to go to the final destination. So that is my lesson for today, is if I've already managed risk, then don't be worried about stop loss potentially being hit. I'd rather let it get hit rather than close it early and it not get hit, and then price goes into profit. So that's kind of my lesson for today. So that's that. So let's just kind of let's just erase everything from the charts here, and we'll just kind of do like a fresh analysis just based on what we're seeing. So first of all, the daily, previous daily candle was bearish, current daily candle bearish, broke the low. It's at a support level that it's currently rejecting, so could be a sign for price to turn around now. That same story aligns with the 4-hour too. We're at a 4-hour support here too. Previous 4-hour bearish, current bearish, but at the same time rejecting a support level. It's going to close in 32 minutes, so if it closes weak bearish, we can probably anticipate the next 4-hour candle to wick down, break the high, and maybe do some sort of retrace here. But you just have to get confirmations on that based on lower time frames. And as we can see on the hourly, we already have a support formed here, but we do have resistance here. Price has already rejected it a couple of times, so at this point, not looking like there's any trade ideas available. So let's look at this idea here, or this here. So, you know, just off of the rip, we can see that 30-minute candles are ranging. We have a resistance there, and we have a support here. So a tight range here. And so a tradable range up to here, 25 pips or so, that's pretty solid. But with how candles are printing with the wicks and stuff, if we see closure in the range there, it's probably not going to be at a tradable range, but that's going to be the current analysis. And this 30-minute candle is going to close in 1 minute or so, so we might have a different story there. But let's just see if the 30-minute candle closes, and we can look at that from there. So this is going to be the buy bias at this current time for GJ. Buys above 169.196 and targeting 169.468 or so. And then sells, so below this area, obviously a stronger support here. We know higher time frame, this is a stronger support, which kind of explains like all of this BS here. So let's just see if there's any tradable ranges throughout this. And just, you know, looking at it, it doesn't seem like there is at all. So let's just see. We have, you know, a level right here, 168.972. This is a support level here itself. Another one down here. So let's just mark this up here. Support, 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 and then let's see. Okay, cool. So another support down here. Cool, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So let's bring this over here and see what this looks like in the case of sells. So obviously this right here is not a tradable range. You know, that's literally a pip. So sells below here, not valid. Now the next area here, sells below here, you know, it's only 4 pips, not valid. Remember, we need to have at least a 20 to 30 pip range to trade. And then let's see here, you know, only 10 pips, not valid. So we'll delete that too. And at this point, you know, this is going to be the sell idea then. You know, we know that this is a range here, a clean range here, and it's a 35 pip range. So at this current time, that's going to be the sell idea. It will be sells below with the closure, and then we'll target this area for sells. But obviously that analysis itself could change just depending on how candles are closing. As always, you know, price action is based on what we currently see. So that's going to be kind of the game plan there. So this 30-minute candle did close above the past 30-minute candles here. But with that said, you know, price has already moved, you know, 20 pips or so. You know, with these wicks, you know, 35 pips or so. You know, we know that an entry at the break of the high here is only going to give us 10 pips or so to the top of the range. So that's not going to be a good buy opportunity with a break and above with a closure here. So here's a perfect example of how the analysis can change. So now we can start to look at buys above this area, 168.994, but it would be more of like an MP special type of play that would be looking for. And obviously it's got to create a tradable range too. So at this current time, the range is definitely tradable, you know, 45 pips. But we just have to confirm that with how candles are printing. And for an MP special and a bullish trend, you know, we have support created. We need to wait for resistance to create somewhere up here. It looks like it's probably going to create. And then, you know, price can come down. And then we'll look for, you know, price to continue to go up somewhere. But that's kind of like what it would look like in a bullish trend if price remains bullish through this intraday session here. Yeah. Yep, that's going to be the analysis on GJ at this point, but we might change that up as time goes. We'll see. All right, so let's look at gold here. So gold, previous daily candle super bullish, current daily candle pretty bullish here. Already broken the high. We still have some range to go up to 1665. It looks like. So let's see on 4 hour. Yeah, same type of situation. If this 4 hour candle closes above 1664, I definitely think that we can come up to if this 4 hour candle closes above 1654, I think we can come up to 1664, which is like 100 pip range or so. Yeah, and lower time frames are telling us the same scenario here as well. So as we can see, based on hourly, candles are moving bullish. Based on 30-minute candles, we do have a support here, and this resistance right here has already been broken by this candle, and at this point we have clean range coming up to here. So I think in this case, you know, what's going to be good at this current time is buys above with that MP special, and then we'll target this area for the buys. And this, you know, will probably obviously be updated just based on when a resistance is formed, or if and when a resistance is formed, and then we can execute from there. And as always, just to explain the MP special again, price is currently working on creating a high. Once it does create a high, it's going to form a resistance, and then it's going to come down, form a support, and then we'll look for entries to test the resistance that was created and continue the bullish movement. So that's kind of what we're looking for here. Cool, so we have analysis for both gold and GJ, and at this point we just kind of sit and wait for candles to print and see what happens. MK Trade, Michael here from Ghana. Hi bro, how's it going, Michael? Thanks for joining us from Ghana. That's awesome. Hope everything is going splendid over there today. And also, let me just put this up here to my trade for today. Trade 1 XAUUSD buys, risk 1%, lost 0.6%. Whoops. So overall, not a bad day. Obviously losses suck, but anytime you can lose less than you planned on losing, it's a good day. And it would have played out. That's that's a funny thing too, is it would have played out. I strangled the trade, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. It does happen. Let's see, what's this? Okay. BXL, hi Mike, hi BXL, how's it going? Hope you're doing amazing today on this Wednesday, this wonderful Wednesday. BXL, do you have observed pre-New York and New York Open? Yeah, it's pretty much all I trade. Pre-New York and New York Open. That's pretty much it. That's my time for the charts. Oh, sorry, I think I spoke too soon. BXL, I think the full statement might be, do you have observed pre-New York and New York Open, they move in opposite direction? Yeah, so a lot of times what is happening really during all sessions is MP specials, which is, like I said, it's pretty much like a break and retest. So typically during sessions, we see price, create a high, then it, retraces, and then it goes to retest the high, and then it continues breaking. Typically we see something like that, which obviously during a session is going to show opposite things, because at the start of a session price might go one way, and then at the end of a session price might be finishing another way. Another thing we see is just ranging markets, price that just prints side by side. So sometimes at the beginning of a session we see this, and then we see this towards the end of a session. So you're exactly right. Typically price at the beginning of a session doesn't continue doing the same thing all the way throughout the session. Usually the overall trends stay intact, especially if you're looking at like daily and 4-hour candles. Usually the trends for higher time frames will stay intact, but lower time frames have to create those those levels, those zones of trading, those pullbacks, so the higher time frame candles can print how they want to. Yesterday I missed gold move down and before it went up. Yeah, so on gold yesterday, if you were on the stream, let's see, yesterday was Tuesday. Yeah, so we caught buys here on the stream right here. So this was a gold trade from yesterday. Same type of situation I was actually looking to trade today. So it was about a 25 pip stop loss, and then I closed everything about 13 pips in profit or so. But yeah, so that was the gold trade today. Bullish, from yesterday, bullish, bearish, bullish. Perfect situation. This was 7 a.m. candle that I was trading there, and as mentioned, was trading the same idea here, right here today. Bullish, bearish, bullish. I was looking for this candle here to break the high, but it didn't break the high, so I didn't enter. And then when this candle broke the high, I did enter, and yeah, turned out into a minor loss there. 1 second though, 1 sec. Okay, we're back. Daniel Morlan, sorry. Hi Mike from the UK. Just came across your channel. How long have you been trading Forex? Daniel, welcome to Forex Trading with Mike Pugliese. I'm so happy that you found the channel. First, pay the fee. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And secondly, hi from UK. That's amazing. I'm glad that you found me all the way from UK. Thirdly, how long have you been trading Forex? So I started trading Forex in like 2017. Really just ate shit sandwiches for a couple of years, just being really dumb, testing a bunch of different ideas, buying a lot of mentorships, a lot of programs. And then around 2019 is when I started to get a little consistent, as far as I would say losing less. And then 2020, 2021, I really started to notice like profitable setups. I really started to become confident. And here in 2022, it's kind of been night and day from where I was in 2017. It's funny because I have that Time Hop app on my phone, and that Time Hop app on my phone, it'll show me, past what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart here. The history of like the photos on my phone. And a lot of times what I see is screenshots of times in 2017, 2018, when I was just losing like just crazy amounts of money, just being really, really, really dumb. So it's really funny to look back, on the past and just really see how far you've come. Because if you think about it on a day-to-day basis, you don't really consider the growth that you're having, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, with that said too, prime example here. So Daniel Moreland, he said he just came across my channel. Not sure how he found us, but I'm assuming that he found us on YouTube somehow. I'm assuming that YouTube probably recommended the stream to Daniel. So what helps more Daniels appear on the stream is when you guys that are attending the stream, you guys like the stream, and if you guys enjoy the stream, then you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future sessions. And as everybody engages on the stream, you know, YouTube is going to start showing it to more people. It just helps me hack the algorithm, helps me help more people, and overall that's kind of like the whole mission here. You know, I already trade from 6:30 to 9:30, so why not record it and hopefully be able to help some other people as far as trade ideas, things like that, become more confident in the market. So appreciate you all for the engagement, because that is how Daniel made it here. Parimal Patel, thumbs up, money, money, money. Yes sir, I agree. You know what, that's going to be the pinned comment for now, because that is an amazing comment. Parimal, yes, help us milk the brokers. Yes, okay, that is a new pinned comment, because that one is better than the first one. Thank you, Parimal. Jake Council, do you think Raja has been a bit shady recently with his trades? I don't know. He's been a little cowboyish, I think, in my opinion. Some of the trades that he's taken, you know, in my opinion, seem to be, you know, just kind of forced. But at the same time, you know, he always prefaces like his New York session trades with, hey, I've already made X amount of dollars during London session today, so I'm going to risk some of my profits today in New York session and see if I can catch some more. So with the mindset that he has behind the trades, because he's only risking some of the profits from the current day's session, I don't think it's like too ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of the trades that I've seen him take during New York session, I think have been a little forced. But I mean, at the same time, you know, he knows what he sees. If he likes what he sees, he's gonna execute. He knows how to risk well. You know, yeah, just like BXL said, he's experienced enough. You know, yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, like anybody who streams, you know, you shouldn't take like the trades that are being taken as like signals or anything like that. Like you need to have your own confluence involved in those trades. You know, so if you have an analysis and it matches mine, Raja's, you know, whoever streams, then amazing. You know, that's great. It's probably extra confirmations for you. But at the same time, like you should never just see like somebody like me or Raja or anybody that streams here on the internet and just be like, oh hey, Raja bought, I'm gonna buy too. You know, you shouldn't do that. The goal here is to become a confident, self-sufficient trader. That's the beautiful thing about trading Forex, is you don't need anybody or anything else to be successful in the market. So leverage that, you know, learn the skill yourself and put yourself into a position for ultimate freedom. Daniel, love your story, very relatable. I found you by typing live Forex trading and you were reasonably high up. To be fair, I'll stick around as I'm really looking for other traders to do this journey with. Daniel, that's amazing. I'm glad. So YouTube's helping me out. YouTube's showing a little bit of love to me, so that's that's good. Another thing you can do, Daniel, is I have a Telegram community. I'm not sure if you're active on Telegram, but I have a free Telegram community. The link is in my description here of the stream. As you can see, we got like 201 members here. We got some new members here. MK, welcome. FX Soldier, welcome. But yeah, there's a lot of people in here that trade all different sessions. Some trade Asian session, some trade London session. But overall, just people sharing ideas. People trade all different types of pairs here. Me personally, I only really trade like GJ and gold, but you know, people in the channel here, they also trade you know, like other currency pairs, EU, blah 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 blah. So Yeah, free to join there. The goal there is just to create a community of like-minded individuals all supporting each other, and yeah, so Jake Council seems like he's been catching every possible London trade off stream only to lose in New York. Seems different from years ago when I started watching. Jake, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I've definitely noticed that too, but the difference is years ago he lived in Canada and he didn't trade London session. So those moves in London session were always happening. I mean, for years we've been hopping in New York session and been drooling over the moves that we see that happened overnight while we slept. And been like, fuck, you know, I wish I could have caught those moves. And now he's in Pakistan, which, you know, London session I think is like 11 a.m., you know, so that's like prime time, you know, to be awake, to be feeling good, you know. So yeah, I mean, London session probably just makes more sense for him now. New York session is actually like, I think towards the end of the day now. I think it's like almost nighttime for him now. So it's a little bit different. So that's probably why, you know, we've seen that change is, you know, now he's awake during London session and can take trades. So why not? You know, if an opportunity presents, then why not? We know there's a lot of volume in London session, so it makes perfect sense. BXL, been in there since 2017, 2018, nothing but solidness. Totally agree. Like myself. I think I came across Raja in like 2019. But yeah, I mean, ever since I started following him, it's been amazing. Super transparent, always showing anything and everything. And yeah. Daniel, I am on Telegram. I'll join your community. Why not? Amazing. Look forward to seeing you there. BXL is also not based in Canada anymore. He's in Asia now. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Faye, I'm attempting to create my trading plan and chose one session only to trade. Sounds like I shouldn't be disappointed that London is the one I will probably pick. Yeah, London is a really good session. I think London is probably the best session, honestly. Yeah, I mean, London is probably definitely the best session for foreign exchange trading. I've been feeling FOMO for not choosing New York. Yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat, you know, whatever works out for you best, then just rock with that one. Stay consistent with it for a couple of months. To be transparent, like, I still watch other people's streams during Asian session. Like, honestly, pretty much every night I tune into an Asian session stream, smoke a cigar out on my back porch, and you know, just kind of see what's happening. But I don't personally trade it, you know, so I know Asian session isn't like what I want and desire. New York session is what I want and desire, but that doesn't mean that I can't, you know, still look around and see what's happening and see if I can mark up charts or whatever, you know. So yeah, you know, just like I was saying, just figure out what works best for you and rock with that. But to be honest, if you have the ability to trade London, everybody's probably going to prefer London. For me, London session is 1 a.m. Eastern time, or pre-London is 1 a.m. Eastern time. London open is 3 a.m. Eastern time, so, you know, not ideal for me. I wake up 4 a.m. Eastern, work out from like 4:30 to 6:30, log into the charts at 6:30, and that's that. Jake Council trading FOMC later. Nope, not going to be trading FOMC. FOMC is at 2 p.m. Eastern time today, which I'm going to be doing other things at that time, so no. My trading time is 6:30 a.m. Eastern time to 8:30 or to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. If there's moves presented outside of those times, you know, whatever, I don't really care. We got a new subscriber, thru Kumarasamy. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but thank you for subscribing. Pre-London starts at 2 p.m. for me, and I have completely flexible work hours, so can easily fit it in. You've given me confidence to most likely lock it in. Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, if it works for you, if it's a session that you can be available for 2 to 3 hours, and the only thing that you have to focus on is trading, then rock with it 100%. 100%. That's kind of the key though, in my opinion, is you want it to be a time that you can only focus on trading. You don't have any interruptions. Everything's just amazing. Cool. So at this point, just chilling. Looks like we might have a resistance form here on GJ, but I have 7 minutes left in the candle. We also have 4-hour candle closing here shortly. So 9 a.m. Eastern time is a big time. We have 15-minute candle closing, 30-minute candle closing, 1-hour candle closing, and 4-hour candle closing all at the same time. Someone caught 20 pips on gold. I'm not sure how they did that, but congrats to them. Nick M. Yeah, I don't know. This thing's moving like a seesaw right here. Gold is moving like a seesaw. It's broken this resistance here, but you know, 15-minute looks like shit. 1 hour. 1 hour played out completely with my trade. Should have held that. Probably would have still been a loss though, because it closed 90% at 50% of the drawdown. Total stop loss was like 22 pips. So 50% of the drawdown was 11 pips. I probably would have just closed that 10% that I had running once it went above 10 pips, you know, just immediately as fast as I could. So with that being said, it probably still would have been a loss, but would have been a little bit less. I risked 1%, lost 0.6%. Nonetheless, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that for today. Harith, hello everyone. It's nice to be here and ready to learn more from this stream. Love from Uganda. Man, that's so amazing. Wow, what a beautiful thing, man. The internet, holy shit. We got UK here. We got Uganda. You know, I'm here in the States. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people from all over the place. So that's awesome. Welcome, Harith. And if you're new to the stream, Harith, make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't liked already, please pay the fee and like the stream for me. Thank you. Faye, Australia. That's awesome. Australia. So far, none of us are in the same area. Pretty wild. India, Gangaroju, India, amazing. Welcome from India, that's amazing. Harith already liked and subscribed, bro. Thank you so much. Jake Council, now remember I'm right by you, my man. Fuck, that's right. I can't remember where you are specifically, Jake, but that's right. I remember that. Oh yeah, I do remember that. You are like in Georgia somewhere. That's funny as shit. Malaysia, holy, that's insane. Gangaraju, what type of trader are you? Scalper. I would say the easiest way to define my trading, the type of trading that I am, is I am a scalper. Let's make this full screen and see if that, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So we got about 2 minutes until NYSE open. 2 minutes. Nelio, good morning all. Let's get green. Yes. Nelio, yes. Gangaraju, are you a student of Raja Banks? Yes. I am Raja Banks certified. Just kidding. I don't even know if Raja knows who I am. Gangaraju, I mean how you trade? Yes, correct. Yes, correct. Yeah, I'm a scalper. A lot of my ideas are based on how Raja trades. However, I've kind of taken my own twist to it as well. You know, Raja obviously doesn't trade MP specials or slingshots, but he trades very similar setups that are just called something else. I don't think he calls them anything. That's kind of why I named them, because I always would just say this move, this move, this move. So we got 9 a.m. candle closing in 50 seconds here. Look at this GJ candle, man. GJ's just moving back and forth too. 15-minute looks terrible. 1 hour, yeah, it's showing that this was a strong support here. The 1 hour candle closed with no lower wick there. Fu FS, what's the difference between MP special and a slingshot? Yeah, so this is like a slingshot right here. This little pattern right here, like this bearish pattern. So you know, a bearish candle, a bullish candle, and then a bearish candle. It breaks a low, and then, you know, fills the rest of the range. So, you know, on a slingshot, like the entry would be like right here. You know, it'd be as this current bearish candle is breaking a low of the previous bullish candle. Stops would be, you know, above the previous 30-minute candle, and then you would just anticipate price to fill the range. Whoops, what's going on here? So that would be that would be like a slingshot there. And then so an MP special would be this right here. This whole move here. So price came down, created a low, came up, formed a resistance, and then would look to take entries to go retest the lows that were taken. And entries for this would have been a really good entry right here, because with that weak bullish candle close, this candle closed weak bullish, we can anticipate that if the high is respected and the low is broken in a downtrend, we're going to see that movement down. So that would have been a very nice move there. 20 pips stop loss for 40 pips gain. That was an amazing move right there. And Faye McLean, as you can see, this move happened at 1 a.m. Eastern time. This is pre-London. So Faye, Fu FS, hopefully that answer your question there on what the difference is. And I still need to record a video on that, but you get the point. Been kind of busy lately outside of trading, so lately once 9:30 has hit, I have been on my way with the day. Oh, I did took the MP special on GJ, same as Raja. Amazing. Congrats to that. Congrats. Yeah, and another way to think about that is that's also like very similar to a break and retest. Where was that just at? Oh, right here. It was on the hourly. because if you think about it, like, you know, the reason I say it's similar to a break and retest, because, you know, it's like support was broken here, it came down, and then it came up and it tried to retest that support, but it failed, and so, you know, it confirmed the move down. So sometimes people refer to it as that. Jake Council, oh yeah, that reminds me, can't wait for the entries video. Yeah, I've been slacking on that. That's my apologies. I actually like took a shit ton of screenshots of, like, you know, the setups, like based on like chart history. So I have like five examples of 3 different entry options, pretty much, like MP specials, slingshot, and then breakouts. However, I've noticed that more times than not, when I trade a breakout, I lose. And I've noticed that because a lot of times when price breaks out, you know, say for example, if it's a bullish breakout, price has already moved from the bottom of the range to break out of the top of the range. And so with that said, you know, it usually retraces. Harith, I got punished trading SMC after being quite profitable with Raja strategy. I wanted to grab more pips, so I hopped onto SMC, but it hasn't really gone well for me, so I'm trying to get back to simplicity. No, I totally been there, Harith. I actually did something similar for like the month of October. Like the month of October, end of September, I kind of did a similar thing. So up until like the end of August, you know, middle of September, you know, I'd only been, you know, securing like 10 pips. Like I had very strict rules of, if price goes 8 pips in profit, auto break even no matter what. If price goes 10 pips in profit, secure 90% no matter what, and then from there runner runs. And so I changed that up, and I was like wildly profitable with that, like super confident. It was amazing. I changed that up in October. It was like end of September, beginning of October, I think, is when I changed that up to like, okay, cool, I want to start catching 20 pips. You know, instead of securing partials at 10 pips, I'm going to start securing partials at 20 pips. And my win rate in October was severely lower, and I was way less profitable. So I was like, all right, screw that. I'm going back to what has worked. So the moral of the story of all of this, Harith, is number 1, I've been there myself. I know what that's like. But number 2, don't try to fix something that's not broken. If your trading strategy, if your plan is working, then why try to fix it? Why try to adjust it? Just continue doing it. Continue executing. And so that's what I'm doing now. You know, at this point in my trading, I will be, for November, December, I'm going back to the rules, my original rules. If price goes 8 pips in profit, auto break even's triggered. If price goes 10 pips in profit, securing 90%. And then from there, whatever happens, happens. Risking 1% per trade, as always. And 50% stop loss. I mean, 50% partial stop loss, just to reduce risk if price goes too far against me. But sometimes you need to do that, Harith. Sometimes you need to experiment just to make you realize, okay, you know, I was right, this was working, and this new thing wasn't working. You know, if you don't take those risks, you never find out. If you're not curious, you never find out. So it sounds like you found out. Go back to the basics now. Jake, it'll be glorious. I think you're talking about the entries video. Yes, I think it will be. And that's kind of why I've been procrastinating it, because I want to make sure it's good. But I'm actually going to try and get it done. I've been working on building a website the last couple of days, and it's kind of been a pain in the ass. So I've had a lot of time caught up in that. But once that's done, I should be pretty much back to normal, I think. And I'll be able to get a lot of shit done. Jake, gotta take what the market gives, not what you ask for. Absolutely, absolutely. That's why it just absolutely grinds my gears when people post those like, 3RR trade or whatever. It's like, dude, the RR is only what's gonna give you. Albin, exactly 90% of the time price hits 10 pips and retraces. If you don't secure something at 10 pips, it's a very high probability that your BE that your B less profitable, but if you secure it, you start to be more confident. 100%. Yep, exactly. I mean, I went on like a 30 trade win streak in August. The whole month of August, I took one loss. And I was following those rules, you know, partial BE at plus 8 pips, partial TP at plus 10 pips. And yeah, it was an amazing month. I was like freaking riding my high horse all around. I was like, I'm the fucking best there ever is. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try 20 pips. And yeah, I ate shit sandwiches doing that. So Harith, thank you very much, Mike. Absolutely, man. Thank you for engaging here. Thank you for giving me something to talk about. Albin, do not see the dollar amount, just secure, make it a habit, and follow the process. 100%. That's been really helpful for me too. I have everything in my charts focused on pips. I don't even look at the dollar amount. Magic Keys just automatically, you know, calculates my lot size based on, you know, the amount of risk parameters that I have set, which is 1% risk for my account balance. And from there, you know, I just set the levels and I take all of the emotions out of it. And today I let the emotions get to me. I closed without letting my stop loss get hit, and price ended up, you know, launching right here. Price ended up galloping very nicely straight to my targets. But it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes you need to take those L's to learn those lessons. Faye, do you use the manual or electronic version of Magic Keys? I used the electronic version, the on-screen version. I'm on MacBook, and the original, like the physical versions of Magic Keys used to work on MacBook, and then they stopped working on MacBook with like one of the updates that Mac put out. It actually, like, it used to work on my old MacBook, but the new one, it's something about like the M1 chip or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't fucking work though. And I spent like a week, you know, probably trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to get it connected. And then I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna use the on-screen version, and you know, it is what it is. So I have two versions of Magic Keys. I have the original version that I purchased myself like years ago, and then I have the new version that was released that I purchased through my commissions, through my trades, through Dominion Markets as the incentives. And neither of them work. I need to buy a PC, I guess, which I'm actually like considering that. I honestly just have no knowledge about PCs, but I honestly, like, I want to buy one because I know it's better for streaming, and I know it's going to be better for trading overall, so that I won't have to fuck with parallels or anything like that. But I'll be right back. I gotta grab my water bottle. I am dying of thirst. I'll be right back in a second. Alright, Harith, how often do you do these live sessions? Mike, I'm ready to stick here and invite my friends as well to subscribe to this channel. Man, Harith, I really hope you do. So I do live sessions every day, Monday through Friday. Tuesday and Thursdays are usually 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right on the dot. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is usually like 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time, and the reason is because I attend Raj's live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday when he goes live from like 6:30 a.m. Eastern to like 8:15 a.m. Eastern, and then I hop on and finish up the New York session, which is what happened today. So that's what I did today. That's why the stream's only been running for an hour or so at this point. But yeah, Harith, I hope to see you around in the future. I also got a Telegram community here that you can join. This right here. Forex trading with Mike Poglis is free. As always, I have nothing to excuse me. I have nothing to sell. Everything I do in regards to Forex trading is completely free. So feel free to join this here as well. The link is in the description for that. Or you can just go to mikepoglis.club. This right here. This right here, and then right here is where the Telegram chat is. That's it. Here we go, back to the charts. Oscar D. Phase. MF members can join you on Zoom stream. I don't have Zoom stream, sorry man. No Zoom streams. YouTube is the only way to catch my live streams at this current time. Maybe once I get a PC, it'll be a little bit more suitable for the streams, and I will be able to run Zoom alongside of it. But at this time, like with my setup, having Zoom open with like parallels, OBS, all this shit, like it starts to get really laggy, and it's not fun. So unfortunately, we can't do that. Harith, thank you, brother. Let me join right now. Yes, please. Daniel Harding, I wish I still lived in the UK. London session seems far better to trade. 100%. But we always catch trades in New York session. I mean, pretty much every day there's a trade opportunity. From 6:30 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, there's typically good volume. Usually always opportunities to execute on. Like for example, today this would have been a profitable trade. That trade that I executed on, that was taken I think at like 6:30 a.m. this morning, and yeah. But yeah, it's there are times we don't take trades in New York session. Like I've had several streams where we didn't take a trade, but I would say 7 out of 10 times, 70% of the time we're taking a trade. Probably even higher than that, honestly. Maybe like once a week we don't take a trade. But the moves, Daniel, in London session definitely seem to be a lot easier to recognize, in my opinion. And yeah. They seem to be a little bit larger, but it is what it is. New York session is what works for me, so I just make it work. I know people that just trade Asian session and they're wildly profitable, so just gotta find what works for you. AFC, what's good spread like on Dominion? 1 to 2 pips on gold. GJ, 1 to 3 pips or so. Obviously with news events and stuff like that, high volatility, spreads increase, but 1 to 2 pips. And if you want to try it out, you can come to mikepoglis.com. You can go to my preferred Forex broker right here, and you can create a free account. You can create a demo account, and you can view the spreads for yourself. But 1 to 2 pips. And I've used a lot of brokers. I've used a lot of brokers in the past. where spreads would be like 10 plus pips, and I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Then I found Dominion Markets. Actually, I found Trader's Domain first. I used Trader's Domain for a while, and then when Raja opened Dominion Markets, I switched to Dominion Markets because of the incentives. The incentives is really the main reason. I knew that I could buy magic keys with my commissions. He also has an incentive where if you pay over $500 in commissions with your trades, then you can also get into market fluidity with just using that, like your commissions. So yeah, I mean, it's he's got good incentives. I've never seen a broker do that. So just chilling. Let's see how these 15-minute well, I already know 15 minutes, looks like shit based on all the wicks here. Yeah, so we're starting to look like we're gonna make a bullish move here on gold. I think if this 15-minute candle can respect the low here and break the high, I think it'll probably continue. And which, like we've been talking about, there's huge range to fill over here. So I definitely think it should continue. We'll definitely have to be cautious because of these wicks here, but should play out. But I'd rather see a resistance form on 30-minute and then look for opportunities from there. GJ 15-minute, yeah, nothing. 15 minutes just printing like a barcode right now. 4-hour closed weak bearish, and like I was saying at the start of the stream when we were doing our analysis, this 4-hour level is at a past support. We have support right here, and then we also have support right here. That support level was rejected, closed weak bearish, so this 4-hour candle has a very high probability to respect the low and break the high and maybe do some sort of bullish movement, which lower time frame is kind of telling us that, but we do have resistances along the way that have to confirm better opportunities. So that kind of goes along with my bullish analysis here with the MP special. If we can see that happen, that goes alongside of what I was just explaining on the higher time frames. Harith, another issue I have always faced is trading alone. Like, there is a way it triggers my emotions, hence affecting my confidence. So being here definitely sorts that problem. Charts can be hectic at times. 100%. Also, like, just focus on one trade per day. If you just risk 1% of your account balance and only take one trade per day, that puts you into a position to where you're not over leveraging, you're not over risking, you're not over trading. So you should just be confident to just execute, and as long as you know that that's your only trade for the day and you can stay disciplined to that, then you'll be fine. But if you can't stay disciplined to that, then you're not going to be fine. That's what it comes down to. But for me, one trade per day. If I take more than one trade, it's not going to be a good day. Alright, so we're still waiting here. We got about 6 minutes left until New York Stock Exchange. Nothing at this current moment. Like I was saying though, there is that one potential, if 15-minute breaks a high here, it could continue bullish, but we'll want to see something like that on 30-minute. Jake Council, I started another challenge. I'm already funded about half a month ago. Started it with 6 straight losses, but I'm only down 1.97% overall, so hoping my risk management will save me. Yeah, man, that's not bad at all. 6 losses and only down 1.97%. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. What's your risk per trade? If you're risking 1% per trade, that's really, really good. If you're risking 0.5% per trade, that's still really good. And while we're waiting for Jake to respond, we got 22 viewers here and only 12 likes, so that means at least 10 of you haven't liked the stream yet. So please pay the dues and like the stream. Thank you so much. It varies from 0.5% to 1%. Yeah, I mean, that's good. So at most you're risking 6%. At least you were risking 3%. 1.97% is less than both of those. So I would say that's wins. That's not even 6 losses. That's 6 fucking wins. You lost less than you were planning on losing. Those are wins. And just be in the mindset that the next one's going to be a winner. The next trade is going to be a fucking winner for you. So just stay positive. Keep executing on what you know. Learn from the lessons. As always, ask yourself those questions that I always talk about. Number 1, how could you have lost less? Number 2, how could you have not entered the trade at all? Number 3, how could you give your opportunity a second chance if presented? If you ask yourself those 3 questions with every loss, man, it's automatically a win. It's automatically a win. As long as you've asked yourself those 3 questions and you've lost less than you planned on losing. If you've done those 2 things, any negative trade in your account is a win. Because you just paid for a lesson. People pay a lot of fucking money for lessons. Shit, man. People spend $100,000, to go to college and just to learn lessons, We can do that right here just by executing every day. Just showing up and executing every day. Simple as fuck. Do do do. Harith, exactly, that's what I am doing. I already took a trade earlier on. It was a buy on gold. Price moved 17 pips, didn't secure, then closed out at BE. The better decision I did was shut down my PC. 100%. 100%. Yeah, getting stopped out at entry is honestly just the same as a win. Just the same as a win. But yeah, if price went 17 pips in profit and you got stopped out at entry, Harith, I might consider, maybe securing some at 10 pips or something. Even if it's just 50%, even if it's just 25%, secure something. 10 pips is my rule of thumb. I just, I secure 90% at 10 pips no matter what. I don't care, how big the range is. I don't really care. 10 pips is all I need, and that's all I'm really asking for from the market. If I'm trading ranges that are 20 to 30 pips, then yeah, it makes perfect sense. Harith, I wanted to stick to one trade, that's all, and don't mess up with my emotions. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you can just stick to one trade, man, you'll be super disciplined. I mean, that's what I'm doing here too. This was my one trade right here. You know, I technically still have risk available to take another trade. I have 0.4% available to take another trade. You know, I risked 1%, only lost 0.6%. You know, so I can justify why another trade would be acceptable. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to lose more than I've already lost. We got 1 minute until NYSE open. Dang, nothing's still on GJ, man. That's crazy right here. Broke the high and the low, closed with no wick on the bottom. Closed with no wick on the bottom. So if we can see a sign of support here, you know, I think it's gonna probably fill this range, which would be the MP special. Price created the high. It's, you know, now coming, or it's now formed a resistance. We just need to wait for a support and it could retest the high, but it's broken the low at this point. Usually when candle breaks the low and there's no bottom wick, it'll close, it'll end up, you know, going against you. So I would not take sells at this point. Like I said, sells below here because there's other supports here, you know. So sells here don't make sense regardless, but I still think this buys above MP special could happen. I've seen this happen a lot of times where there's no wick, no bottom wick, price comes down and then we'll close bullish. Usually it doesn't go down that far, but we'll see. This is also like a bearish trend, you know. If we look at it, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, you know, higher high. If candle closes below here, it could be another higher low. So, or I mean lower high, lower lows, sorry. Harith, am going to change my plan to 10 pips, that's for sure. The reason I didn't secure was I wanted price to hit 20 pips, which it didn't do, unfortunately. Yeah, story of my life, like the last month. I'm not sure if you were here. You know, I'm not sure if you were here when I was explaining that, but that's exactly what I did. Like, my rule of thumb was always 8 pips profit, setting stops to break even. 10 pips profit, securing 90%. That was like my rule all the time. And had an amazing month in August doing that. Only took like 1 loss, and I was like, you know what, I'm the best there ever was. I'm gonna start securing at 20 pips. And October was a terrible trading month for me, so 10 pips it is. Clintos, any advice for up and coming traders that want to make trading a full-time gig? Yeah, number one, I would probably just like remove all expectations of it ever becoming a full-time gig. Just and I'm not saying that because I don't think that you can do it. I mean, you can 100% do it, but you know, there's a difference when you start attaching yourself to expectations. So, and especially trading, it's dealing with money. I mean, there's a lot of emotions involved, a lot of like bad things that can happen mentally and financially if you aren't cautious. So what I would do if I was new to trading is I would keep hustling my job. I would keep hustling what's paying the bills, what's going to fund, you know, my lifestyle while I'm learning this new skill, this new hobby. And I would start to look to pay off bills, you know, so a phone bill, an internet bill, those are probably going to be some of your smaller bills. You know, if you can aim for $100 in profit for the month, then amazing, you've paid off your phone bill or internet bill. And then once you start profiting $500 a month, you know, maybe you now have car insurance too. that you've paid with trading, and then 5,000, now you're paying mortgage and all your bills and all that, so now trading is starting to become more of a reality. And then at that point, when trading starts to exceed what your job is paying you, then you can consider it a full-time gig. But also realize, like, full-time trading is much different than like a full-time job. You can be a full-time trader and have a full-time job. A full-time trader, in my opinion, is somebody that trades 3 hours per day and that's it. That would be a full-time trader, in my opinion. The goal from trading is not to be on the charts all day and trying to catch any and every move possible. So Jake, can't tell you how many times I've been waiting to TP at, say, $1,000 because I wanted the whole number, only to have it go to 980 then hit BT. Yeah, 100%. That's like why I really just don't pay attention. It's also another reason why I really focus on like the magic keys levels and just let price do whatever it does there. At that point, I've established my levels, I've established my stop loss and take profit, most importantly, but I've also established my partial stop loss, my auto break even, and my partial take profit. So I don't have to press any buttons at that point. I don't have to involve any emotions at that point. If they get hit, they get hit. If they don't, they don't. Or something's always going to get hit in that situation, and it's going to be within my risk. I'm always going to lose less because I have the partial SL. And yeah, just allows you to pull all the emotions, and that's like what happened to me this morning. It was a really good lesson as far as that this morning. I had all the levels set. I had all the levels set. My entry was like right here. I had stop loss below the previous candle, this candle here, and I had partial stop loss at like 50%. Let's just say it was right there. I don't know the exact number or the exact area off the top of my head, but just say it was right there. And then, I had 8 pips marked up. I don't know what level it was, but I think 10 pips would have been somewhere like here. 8 pips would have been just a little bit below. So I had, first off, take profit was way up because of the range. So I had my entry, my take profit way up, my stop loss in a realistic area. I had partial stop loss in place, I had auto break even in place, and I had partial take profit in place. And so partial stop loss was triggered, but when this 30-minute broke its own low, I closed the remainder of the 10% out. It never came down and hit my stop loss around 9 a.m. I think it was, or 8 a.m. It just skyrocketed. I would have secured before it rejected down and would have came down. So that's prime example of how the emotions got in the way of my trading. And it's funny because I was actually watching a module in market fluidity yesterday that was talking about how to avoid getting in the way of yourself. And that's what I did. I got in the way of myself there. Alright, so let's look at this here. So, we know we have that level up there with a clean range, but now we have a new resistance here on gold. So this would work for the MP special as long as it's a tradable range, and I can just see 1654, 1657. It's about 25 pips or so. So yeah, if we can see some sort of bullish structure down here, I think we can go retest the highs here and probably potentially continue bullish. But at the same time, FOMC is later on today, so it might just range for New York session and then get wild there. But this is kind of what we're looking at. We created a high there, come down, respect this level, create a level of support, and then go retest the highs. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is going to be good for gold. We already talked about GJ. Same type of situation. Only difference is this will be the target. Looks to be a tradable range at the current time. It looks to be about 30 pips based on price. And yeah, I think this actually might be valid too for sells below. It's about 20 pips, so if candle closes below that area, it's probably not going to be a tradable range, because candle is obviously going to have to close below the level. It's only a 20 pip range, so probably not going to be enough. So yeah, that's what I would look for on gold currently, as buys above there for the MP special. And currently a sell bias. Let's see. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, sells do not look good at any level at this present time until below there, and it's only 21 pip range, so it's probably going to be the same situation. So yeah, sells at this current time just don't look good at all. So if it does continue to fall, then you just have to look based on how it continues to fall. But at this current time, this is what I would look for. I would look for a support to form and then price to correct this down move that's happening, or the support to be broken and price is going to continue to fall. Let's see, Clintos. I know psychology is extremely important in trading. What has helped you to be emotionless and logical throughout your everyday trading? Number one, like a trading plan, you know, like rules. So like my rules are always, you know, when price goes 8 pips in profit, auto break even is triggered. When price goes 10 pips in profit, partial take profit is triggered. When price goes 50% in drawdown, partial stop loss is triggered. So the rules is like one thing. Also, like only risking 1% per trade, only taking 1 trade per day. I know that like as long as I'm following my trading plan, which everything I just described is my trading plan, risk 1%, take one trade per day, only trade 6:30 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. You know, make sure that if I take a trade that I secure or whatever, you know, like I explained. So that's kind of like one thing, but and that like keeps me logical as far as trading. But as far as the emotions, Magic Keys has really helped me with trading emotionless, because like I said, like I was just explaining, you know, I like on the gold trade that I took here earlier, I just had all the levels in place. I didn't have to punch any buttons. When price started going in drawdown, I didn't have to get freaked out and be like, oh, do I close? You know, no, my rule is if it goes 50% in drawdown, then partial stop loss is going to be activated. So I just had to see, you know, if it was going to be activated or not. So realistically, because of the way that I use Magic Keys, I could pretty much just place a trade and then walk away and just let whatever happen. And so that should be, in my opinion, how to remove the emotions out of the trading. And the logics to be logical with your trading, just develop a trading plan and stick to it. And as long as you stick to it, you should be profitable. If you aren't profitable, look at your trading plan. It probably comes down to the fact that you're not following it. You're over risking, you're over trading, you know, something along those lines. Jig Council, keep in mind JPY Bank is closed. Are you saying it's a bank holiday? JPY Bank is always closed at this time. Yeah, bank holiday, but it's always closed at this time. In Tokyo, it's currently 10:45 p.m. So the bank's always going to be closed, so that shouldn't affect GJ at all. I mean, price is definitely moving, clearly. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. Anytime you see JPY news and you're trading New York session, it really doesn't have anything to do with you. Asian currency pairs don't really have anything to do with New York session. That's why we trade a pair like GJ, because it's only influenced by one thing. When currency pairs are only influenced by one dominant currency, then it's gonna move a little bit more structurally. It's not gonna have these push pull like seesaw effects. Say for example, like GJ and Asian session, there could be GJ news, or there could be JPY news and also GBP news, and then you got price like kind of fighting each other. But in New York session, JPY is always closed, so we only have GBP that's really influencing the moves. Obviously USD sometimes too, but that's the thing. But honestly, Jig, thanks for saying that, because there's probably some people that don't realize that, because that's something that I used to look at too. I used to look at that too, and I would see, oh, okay, it's JPY holiday, and I wouldn't trade or something, and then I would be like, why is price moving? But yeah, it's 9:45. Let's see, the buys above, in my opinion, is still valid here on GJ. Probably not this level, you just have to wait for a support to form, but it's actually going to look like it's going to be a sell, like a sell MP special. So yeah, let's adjust. Actually no, because candle hasn't closed yet, it could completely reject. So yeah, this is the current analysis for GJ. Current analysis for gold, like I said, buys above, MP special, look for support, and then retest the resistance. And then for GJ, same type of thing, but obviously that could change based on where candle is closing, but that's what it looks like currently. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna jog along with my day. Got some things to tie up today that I need to get handled, so I hope you all have an amazing Wednesday. Catch you tomorrow 6:30 a.m. Eastern time for New York session. And if you are new to the stream, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and if you haven't already liked the stream, please like the stream before we head out here. So with that said, we're gonna hop off here. Harith, in Uganda you can live off 500 a month. A nice apartment can cost you like 120 monthly. Meals can be 80 if you're cooking home. Man, that's amazing, man. You could freaking be a freaking millionaire over there, gazillionaire over there, if you trade based off of USD currency. So that's amazing. Faye, thank you for showing up as always. Cheers to you, hopefully to see you tomorrow. And for the rest of you, ciao. We are out of here.